Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Aaron Norris, and this is the Norris Group's Real Estate Headline Roundup in 2. Can you believe it's December? First up with the numbers. Mortgage rates are up again this week to 4.46% according to Freddie Mac for 30-year mortgages, up from 3.57% just a month ago. Initial jobless claims are up 6.3% from a 2-year low last week, according to the Labor Department. And of course, millions are about to lose unemployment benefits, and we'll see how that works out in Congress as they address that issue. In the meantime, Freddie Mac is suspending all foreclosures during the holiday season, and maybe that's why in November we saw a 5-month high in consumer confidence. The FDIC finally and reluctantly give up the names and dollar amounts to banks and companies that received emergency funding back in March of 2008. Over 21,000 loans and trillions of dollars went to companies like Merrill Lynch, Citibank, Morgan Stanley, Bear Stearns, B of A, Goldman Sachs, and even GE, Harley-Davidson, and foreign banks. Total dollar amounts will vary depending on what sources of news you read, from $3 trillion to $7 trillion. The Feds reported all loans were backed by collateral, and the Feds say they did not lose money on any of the transactions and don't plan on losing any money on the assets it still holds. This makes the $700 billion Wall Street bailout look a little silly. In a report released by Inside Mortgage Finance, consumers are becoming gun-shy when it comes to buying foreclosures. The survey found that 14% of owner-occupant buyers and 6% of investors stayed clear of REO inventory. Short sales fared even worse, with 20% of owner-occupant buyers and 30% of investors staying away from that inventory. 24% of short sale closing were canceled or delayed in October, while 12% of REO inventory was canceled or delayed due to REO title issues. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are defending what some are calling the dual track for foreclosures. Bloomberg posted a fantastic article this week on the concept of dual track foreclosures. This applies to homeowners in default working on a loan mod while the bank continues to foreclose on the property, hence dual track. Banks cite the dual process as saving time, minimizes losses, and protects neighborhoods, and consumers are of course angry that their home gets foreclosed on even while in the mod process. We're sure to hear a lot more about this in the coming months, as I'm sure you've all heard about lawsuits talking about this very issue. Also in the news, Fannie and Freddie Mac getting resistance as they try and push failed loans back onto the books of banks like B of A and JP Morgan Chase. There are currently $13 billion in buyback requests due to improper underwriting standards, and for some reason the banks just aren't calling them back. That's it for the major headlines this week. Many more headlines on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. Up on our radio show this week, we are very excited to have Tom Anderson. Tom Anderson is the residing president of the Retirement Industry Trust Association and also co-founder of Pensco Trust. You can hear him on the radio or on iTunes, Zune. Look up the Norris Group podcast on there. Upcoming events, December 5th will be at the Northern San Diego Real Estate Investors Club for their annual meeting, and then December 14th next week we'll be at SDCIA with Bill Tan's group releasing a new talk. You can find out more information on our website and about hard money loans at thenorrisgroup.com, and for trustee investing, check us out at tngtrustee.com. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.